For my project, I found examples of line, form, shape, space, um, movement, color, texture, and pattern in my apartment. So different views from my apartment or objects in my apartment. So for line, I took the view from my apartment living room, which is of a hill with like sort of a retaining brick wall at the bottom. So obviously there are a lot of natural lines with the vertical trees, and then like the diagonal rocks and stuff that implies sort of like movement. It's like down a hill, so the rocks are often sliding, or when it rains, there's water pouring down the side of it. But there is a horizontal wall at the bottom, which gives a sense of like stability, and it doesn't move. So it gives this sense that although the things above the wall may be moving, our building is protected by this unmoving horizontal wall at the bottom. For form, shape, and space, I took a look at our kitchen table and chairs. The chairs and the tables have different shapes, and they take up different amounts of space. The chair is shaped sort of like a human form in a sitting position because that's what its intended use is. It looks softer, and it bends where we bend at the waist essentially to take a seat. So as you can see, I am perfectly comfortable sitting in it, but the table is much more flat. It's a little higher up off the ground. And so I can tell just by looking at it that it wouldn't be as comfortable to sit on. For movement, I looked at my fan, which you can see above me now, which moves and is designed to move for a specific reason. So it moves in the same direction all the time to provide cool air and circulation in my room. For color, I took a look at the white walls found around my apartment. So my apartment is a rented space, and so it makes sense that they would use a very neutral color that suits a lot of different people and their different senses of design. So you can see that I put my favorite photos up on the wall, and while the photos are all very colorful, it doesn't clash with the wall color because they're meant to be neutral so that whoever comes in after me, if they have a very different sense of decoration, then they can put whatever they like and it also won't clash with the walls. Besides that, the color white itself gives sort of a sense of like sterility. So like it looks clean. It looks like I could have been the first person to live in here. It gives me just this sense of like purity, and it doesn't give me the sense that it's gross or the person who lived here before me put a lot of their own mark on the apartment. For pattern, I took a look at spiral notebooks. They have a spiral pattern down the side that is very different from the overall like rectangular shape of the notebook. And the pages themselves have this lined pattern, almost cellular, so that your writing is guided by the cells of the notebook. For texture, I looked at the linoleum floor that we have in our kitchen, which the texture is very like cold, smooth, very like cleanly, versus the carpet in our living room and the rug that we have on the carpet in the living room, which both are a little more soft. The carpet is like, it has rounded sort of shapes on it that give the impression that it's cushioned. And the rug also has like more dimension than the flat linoleum floor. And you would want that colder, smoother surface in the kitchen where you might be more likely to make a mess and want to be able to clean up easily, versus you might want more comfort in the living room and the bedrooms with the carpeting.